Hey, this is Shaun with the Go Tennis Podcast, powered by Signature Tennis. Check out our calendar of Metro Atlanta tennis events at letsgotennis.com, and definitely check the site every day for our holiday deals and upcoming holiday specials. Today, this is 10 Minutes of Tennis with world-renowned tennis coach, Australian and Puerto Rico, Justin Yeo. In this episode, you'll discover what Justin thinks about Novak Djokovic choosing Andy Murray to be part of his coaching team. Justin, where do you want to get started?
Well, there's a lot of comments going on right now about this. I think we need to scrap some of the things that people are one they're saying this is a joke, two they're laughing at it, or three they're thinking it's short-lived. And I can tell you as a junior development coach out of Tennis Australia that the advantages of a junior development coach is that they grow with the player and understand the player. And that then when they hit to the pro tour level, the advantages are that usually, quite often, a coach that's on the tour will reach out to the junior development coach to ask them about things that they could conquer or get over, or if the player gets a little stuck or a little bit, staying where they are. What am I thinking of? The word is just
Plateau?
plateaued. Yeah,
Yep.
they're plateaued a little bit. The coach that's known them for so many years can actually spruce them up or give them a couple little tricks, and then boom, off they go again. And I think we need to look at it that way. Andy's known him since he was young. He brings that to the party. He brings trust because he's been there at the top. He's tried to beat Djokovic himself, so he's going to look at different tactics that Djokovic didn't know because he wouldn't share them with him, which he has to now because he's probably maybe getting paid. But, so there's all those advantages. There's advantages that Murray, with his body breaking down, he will understand what Novak feels at his age. He's still just recently actively finished on the tour, so he's got to learn a lot more of what's going on out there. And we've got to remember the top of the list was he was a very good tactician. I think also if we looked at Andy's background, majority of the time was his mom as his coach. So I think he brings a lot of consistency, loyalty, trust, strength, like emotional strength to Djokovic's game. And I think it'll just spruce it up. And last but not least, and this is, I don't think anyone's really talking about either, but this is his last maybe few years. So why not bloody enjoy it? Why not have some fun with a mate and have a bloody good time, So I don't see it as a joke. I think it's serious. I mean, we could laugh that he brought Becca in, and Becca barely could walk into the box half the time. No job at you, Becca, but Becca wasn't in great shape. But we didn't laugh about him. We didn't laugh about Ivan. Ivan came in and worked for him as well. So I think this is a great move. I think it should be exciting. And it's more exciting for the spectators and for everybody because they now get to see Andy still on the tour. So I think it's great. I hope it sticks around. And anything that's going to be great for tennis, I'm all in.
Yeah, and I think the bringing in someone who's that fresh off the tour reminds me of the last really famous guy that did that. And I think he hired him while he was still playing on the tour, was Andre Agassi. He brought in a guy that was, still top 10. Brad Gilbert was still playing tennis when he was hired as a coach. And I think that might add something that the other guys can't possibly maybe even afford to do. Say the two things you mentioned that I really keyed in on. One is he can hit with him, basically. I'm still capable of being number one in the world for at least a few points is thinking Andy Murray. So we can hit and have a great time. And why not do that rather than bringing in the old guy? We used to think, okay, I'm going to bring in the guys who knew how to win a Grand Slam. And that's a great coach for getting through those first few, we'll say. But in this case, it's just fun. Hey, Andy brings that. I know how to win a Grand Slam. I also know how to win a Grand Slam in this last 10 or 15 years, which is different. Boris Becker doesn't. I think Becker would have lasted longer if he could travel to certain countries. I think he had some limitations. But in this case, bringing in Andy, also it's about the fact that they can speak about how others try to beat Novak. If there's that special little bit to say, oh, you know what? Justin's got keyed in on that thing that beats Shaun, and Shaun doesn't know what it is. That's that's tactically the only thing that's left, right?
Yeah, well, that's all that's left. I mean, he's not going to come in and work on his physical and work on his,
No, they're not working on the
uh,
shoulder.
physically, he may give some ideas because he's had to go through a lot in the last 3 years between retiring, coming back, hip replacements, all of that stuff. There might be some tricks that he could add to extend Novak's time, but at
Yeah.
the end of the day, there's not much he's going to be able to do except for sitting down with his mate that he grew up in junior years, have a bit of fun with it, and say, "This is how we're going to break down Sinner. This is how we're going to break down Alcaraz." And then the rest of the crowd, let's just make sure we stay on top of what they're growing with, and we beat them that way as well, because he's got the mental edge. Yes, they all say he knows everything. If you talk to Novak, he wouldn't say that. He wouldn't say he knows everything. So as far as I'm concerned, he's going to learn a lot because he's open-minded to learn this. And it wouldn't be easy either to, just hire a mate. But at the end of the day, I think they're going to have a great time. And I can't think of a better way to finish your career than to, go ahead, go and play with a mate of yours from the junior years who was, they called him in he was at one stage the top four, the four that they all talked about.
Big
All
four. He was part of it. Yeah.
Great, great. So why not? I mean, I think it's bloody brilliant. I think it'd be awesome, and I'm looking forward to seeing how much fun everybody gets to have with it.
Yeah. Can I hire a coach that's actually beat me at Wimbledon?
Yeah,
Nobody gets that opportunity.
right, right. And enjoy it because they're close friends. So um I think maybe bringing back a bit of fun into it too maybe will help Djokovic because maybe he'll swing a little freer. Maybe he'll say, you know what, I'm going for town, and that's one of the big secrets that he does really well that not many people talk about either. And the amount of Federer matches where Federer was on top of him, had him on toast, and he just started swinging away, and then all of a sudden broke Federer's back, and then just wouldn't stop swinging. So it is a mental edge or something emotionally that he just clicks.
What
That
was the sorry to interrupt, the two return of serves that he hit? Federer had two match points at the US Open. When was that?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what year that
He
was.
just nuked a forehand return. Just
Yep,
forget it. I'm out of here. I don't care if it goes in. I've lost. He does it twice in a row and comes back to win that match against Roger. It was unbelievable.
yep. And he was two sets to one down.
Mm-hmm.
So and he had two match points. He was 40-15 up, and he
Yep.
nailed two massive forehand returns that just the whole crowd, even Federer, like. And then after that break, he just everything's changed from there on.
Supreme confidence, and I think that's a bit of it about the coach as well. And maybe this is where we need to leave it. You've mentioned a lot of great things, but to be able to say, I know I've given my everything. It's
Yep,
that I've left everything on the table, and I have the best opportunity in the coach's box. I can look up at Andy. He could say something to me or not, but I
yep.
know I've given this everything. It's supreme confidence. It's not like, well, I can't afford a great coach, so maybe I've got bad advice. Like he's going to go in knowing he's got the best chance possible.
Yeah, I agree. It's to me, it's double whammy. He's getting double the energy, and I think they'll have a good time doing it. I mean, that's all I can say is coming back to really thinking about it. To like, if put ourselves in his shoes, he's done everything. There's still the argument: is he the goat or is he not the goat? I mean, let that all go and just think of him as a player coming to the end of his career. I couldn't think of a better choice to go out there and have a good time and have him in your box. And if Andy can bring it to his box, Andy wouldn't take the job otherwise. So there's the other side of it too.
Yeah, I agree. Justin, thank you so much. I appreciate it. This has been 10 Minutes of Tennis. We'll see you next week. Thank you, sir.
Cheers, mate. See ya.